Meeting of the Northampton County Board of Commissioners to order. My name is Scott McKellar. I'm the county attorney for Northampton County. I'd like to welcome you all to this important meeting. The first order of business, I'd like to recognize the Honorable Laquita Green Cooper, the clerk of the Northampton County Superior Court, who will induct our newly elected commissioners.
Good evening.
We'll go in alphabetical order. How about Mr. Martin?
Have someone you want to hold the Bible for you? Want your wife to hold the Bible? Step back that way so people can get. Put your left hand on Bible, raise your right. I say, I say your name. I do solemnly swear that you will support the Constitution of the United States, so help you God. I say your name. Do further solemnly swear that you will be faithful and bear true allegiance to the state of North Carolina and the constitutional powers and authorities which are or may be established in the government thereof, and that you will endeavor to support, maintain, and defend the Constitution of said state, not inconsistent to the Constitution of the United States, to the best of your knowledge and ability, so help you God. I do further solemnly swear that you will well and true execute the duties of your office as county commissioner according to the best of your knowledge, skills, and ability, so help you God. Congratulations. You want to start? Congratulations.
Congratulations, Commissioner Martin. And now Ms. Taylor.
I, Novetta Max Taylor, do solemnly swear that you will support the Constitution of the United States, so help you God. I, Novetta Max Taylor, do further solemnly swear that you will be faithful and bear true allegiance to the state of North Carolina and to the constitutional powers and authorities which are or may be established of the government thereof, and that you will endeavor to support, maintain, and defend the Constitution of said state, not inconsistent with the Constitution of the United States, to the best of your knowledge and ability, so help you God. So help me God. I do. I, Novetta Max Taylor, do further solemnly swear that you will well and truly execute the duties of office of county commission according to the best of your knowledge, skills, and ability, so help you God. Help me God. I do. Congratulations. Thank you so much. Thank you.
Congratulations, Commissioner Taylor, and welcome.
Thank you.
The next order of business during this organizational meeting, as required by this board's adopted rules of procedure, will be the election of the chair and vice chair for the next year. First, we will have the election of the chair. I would like to entertain a motion for chair of the Northampton County Board of Commissioners for the next year.
Attorney McKellar, I'd like to recommend Dr. Charles Tyner.
I have a motion for Mr. Tyner as chair. Is there a second? Second's not required, but one is recommended under our rules of procedure. Again, is there any second? No second. All in favor, please let it be known by the usual sign aye.
Hi, Faulkner.
Charles.
Any opposed? Are there any opposing votes? Our new commissioners, you're required to vote.
I'll have an opposing.
Okay. Martin in opposition. Ms. Taylor, you have a vote?
I don't, how do I do this? I don't know enough about it to feel like I vote fair.
If you refuse to vote, it's counted as an aye. Under this rules, approved rules of procedure. Okay. So what is your vote?
I don't feel comfortable with voting. I don't know enough about who.
So you abstain from voting, ma'am?
Yes, I,
All right. There's an abstention from voting from Ms. Taylor. Therefore, the vote is 3 votes to 1 in favor of Commissioner Tyner, who will be our board chair. Give me 1 second. We're going to do this right. Okay, so I'm just going to confirm with the rules of procedure. Bear with me.
Page 13.
Yes, I'm going to read Rule 23, duty to vote. And this is Northampton County Commissioners Procedure Manual as amended and adopted December 7th, 2020. Duty to vote. It is the duty of each member to vote unless excused by a majority vote according to law. The board may excuse members from voting on matters involving their own financial interest or official conduct. A member who wishes to be excused from voting shall so inform the chair, who shall take a vote of the remaining members. A member who fails to vote, not having been excused, shall be recorded as voting in the affirmative. So, is it my understanding, Ms. Taylor, that you wish to be excused from voting? All right. We now have to take a vote of the remaining members if Ms. Taylor will be excused from voting.
Can you repeat the reasons that a member
The
can?
board may excuse members from voting on matters involving their own financial interest or official conduct. So the matter on the table for our other three board members is whether Ms. Taylor will be excused from voting for the chair of the board.
Just for clarification, then that leaves 2-1 instead of 3-1.
I'm sorry.
Would that leave 2-1 instead of 3-1?
That's, and I need to modify, yes, I mean, after reviewing the procedures, I think the board first needs to decide whether Ms. Taylor can in fact
I guess what
abstain herself from voting.
constitutes
Official conduct.
official conduct?
It's not defined.
Not a lawyer, but I don't know that this really applies as an excuse.
I agree. I agree with Commissioner Martin.
So is it, you will not allow, so your position is,
That I don't think it applies. as
Okay.
Official conduct. Conflict of official conduct.
so Commissioner Faulkner, your position is not to excuse Commissioner Taylor? Correct? Commissioner Martin?
Yes, I agree.
Not, Commissioner Martin does not excuse Commissioner Taylor. Commissioner Tyner? Do you excuse Commissioner Taylor from voting? All right. Therefore, Commissioner Taylor, you're not excused from voting.
Don't do this again.
Are you still asking to be excused from
No,
voting?
I'm not. I will vote.
Okay. All those in favor of Mr. Tyner being elected chair of the Board of Commissioners for the next year, please say aye.
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 Any opposition?
Aye.
We have 3 votes to 1 in favor of Mr. Tyner. The motion carries. Congratulations, Mr. Tyner. Now, we will do this quicker, I promise. Next is the election of the vice chair for the following year. I will entertain a motion for vice chair.
Chairman, I'd like to make Commissioner Faulkner, who is present, vice chair, to continue to be vice chair of our board.
There is a motion on the floor for Commissioner Faulkner as vice chair. Is there a second?
I second the motion that Commissioner Faulkner be our vice chair.
Thank you. Second by Commissioner Taylor. Is there any discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor, let it be known by the usual sign aye.
Aye, Faulkner.
I Tyner.
Aye.
I'm no better board next bill.
Motion passes unanimously. Congratulations, Commissioner Faulkner. At this time, I'll hand the gavel over to our board chairman, Commissioner Tyner.
Thank you. At this time, we note that we need to appoint the clerk to the board. Our clerk that we have now, Tia Robinson, is our clerk. Is our clerk, and I, at this time, would ask for a motion. We would have her continue.
Chairman Tyner, I make a motion that we reappoint Ms. Tia Robertson as our Northampton County Clerk to the Board of Commissioners.
Have a second? Have a second?
I'll second.
Thank you. Ready for your question? All in favor, let know by usual sign aye.
Aye.
Faulkner,
I, Broadnax Taylor.
Aye. Charles Turner. Ayes have it, motion is carried. Go on down to our attorney for the board. We know them. Keller has been our attorney. He has consented to continue as our attorney. It's time I'd like for a motion from the board that he would continue as our attorney.
make a motion that we reappoint Attorney Scott McKellar as our Northampton County Board of Commissioners attorney.
I have a second.
I second that motion that Attorney McCaleb will remain the board attorney for Northampton County Board of Commissioners.
Are you ready for your question? All in favor? Known by you, sign aye.
Aye.
Faulkner,
I, Broadnax Taylor.
Aye. Charles Turner. Ayes have it. Motion is carried. Thank you so much. You also have in the package a list of the meeting for this coming year. You have those and they are the times that everybody will know. We can post them. Meetings for the year. At this time, I do note that I think Commissioner Faulkner had mentioned one to me that we might want to look at. We were following what we done this past year. Let me entertain that right now, Commissioner Faulkner, that you like this board to consider.
you want to have a discussion after we vote?
Let's have a discussion
Before?
before we can.
Okay. I think about the times around holidays, major holidays, when people tend to have time to be off, and our staff members who are off with their families having to come back in to have a meeting. Our general purpose of 2 meetings a month was that the first meeting would be going over the agenda, clarifying any questions that commissioners may have in a joint setting, so there weren't any subcommittee meetings to go over the agenda. And the one additional meeting, the second meeting, would be the official meeting where we actually have the votes. What we have been doing over the course of the last years has been really 2 full meetings each time. I just would like for us to consider the July 3rd meeting and maybe the April 17th meeting. If we could either have one meeting for that month or change those dates, just to accommodate our staff that do have to present to us during our meetings, or to be present.
What dates are those?
July 3rd,
Okay,
which many have off for the 3rd and the 4th.
okay.
And then April 17th is the Monday directly after Easter. Which again, those are just 2 that we can consider. I'm fine with either one, but I just want people to have that in mind if we're going to continue that way.
Board members, this is open for discussion. If any of you have a comment you'd like to make now before we place it on the floor for a motion, we would like to have that discussion right now. Those 2 dates, and by law, we are only required to have one meeting a month. We do it because we want to make sure because we want to make sure that we can handle the county business properly and on time. Also noting that we went to 2, as was said, because of the fact that one was going to be basically a discussion. Next meeting was going to be one where we would make motions, but we went different than that. We decided to make both meetings so that we could make motion, because there were some urgent things that we need to consider. So at this time, I want to hear from you all on those two dates. You know that July, she's already said July 3rd is right there at 4th of July. And I don't know how your vacation time and so forth is. And the other one was, what was the other one?
Right there.
Yeah, yeah. Mhm. So
Traveling, they have to
what is
leave
your,
on this.
what is your pleasure on that?
I agree with Commissioner Faulkner that they're both pretty difficult times to get people. I don't know if we would cancel or just reschedule, but I think they need to be adjusted in some way.
We could possibly only schedule one, but as it came close to that time, if the county manager and his staff felt we needed another meeting in that month, we could schedule another meeting in that month.
Commissioner Faulkner, you mentioned something about presentation. Did you say something about they present something?
Yes, ma'am.
What is it that they present?
So for example, tonight, our health department is going to present their information. So if this was on the 3rd and the health department's agenda was up, then they would have to be here on the 3rd instead, the 4th being that holiday. It would break up maybe a family vacation if they took the weekend to have a family vacation. And sometimes we also have external partners who present on topics, maybe a contract or something like that.
So you were asking for the 3rd of July, and what's that other date?
It's the day following Easter, which would be April the 17th. So that Easter Monday.
I'll entertain a motion at this time. We have discussed it. I will entertain a motion at this time.
Chairman Town, I'd like make a motion that we approve the modified regular scheduled meeting to exclude July 3rd and April 17th as regular board meetings, with the understanding that if we need another meeting in that month, that we could schedule one.
Could I have a second?
I second that.
Okay, be moved to proper second that we would change those two dates as given. Are there any questions, any other discussion? If not, all in favor, let me know by you sign aye.
Aye.
Hi, Faulkner.
Ayes have it. Motion is carried. Thank you so much, board members. We have, that's our calendar. At this time, I'm going to adjourn our organizational meeting. Now we're going into our regular meeting. We'll take a 2-minute break before we go into our regular meeting. If there's someone who is to exit, whatever, we'll give you the opportunity to do so. for staying with us. You do know that we have a mission statement. The mission statement is on the wall behind us. Our vision statement is on the wall behind us. And we certainly hope that you know that we plan to carry out this mission and our vision statement. We might add or delete part of this. We have 2 new board members who will come on in our retreat. We'll be working with them in coming up and making sure that they are satisfied with our mission statement and our vision statement. So new board members, what you see is that we can talk about later, but we do have it before us. And then you will have an opportunity with the other 3 of us to sit down and we can say if that mission statement meets our needs as of today. At this time, I'm going to ask you to please, for a few moments, let's have a moment of silence. Moment of silence. Thank you so much. At this time, we have the Pledge of Allegiance to the flag. I pledge allegiance to the flag
Of the United States of America, and to the republic for which it stands,
one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Board members, you received an email, a copy of our agenda for tonight. You have that agenda. Are there any changes you'd like to make to the agenda that we have for tonight? Any changes? No changes, then we shall ask that you would give us a motion to approve the agenda for tonight.
Make a motion, we approve the agenda as listed.
Thank you. A second?
I second that we approve the agenda as listed.
Any questions, any discussion? All in favor, known by you sign aye.
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 Aye. Ayes have it, motion is carried. New board members, we have a statement of conflict of interest statement. All of us, we read each evening, making sure that we have no conflict. I'm going to ask our vice chairman if she would read that for us tonight.
In accordance with the rules of procedures adopted by this board in section 153A44 of the North Carolina General Statutes, it is the duty of every member present to vote on all matters coming before the board unless there is a conflict of interest as determined by the board or by law. Does any board member have a conflict of interest with respect to any agenda item coming before the board today? If so, please identify the conflict and the board will consider the matter.
Any board members have any conflict?
Faulkner, no conflict.
Martin, no conflict.
Broadnax Taylor, no conflict.
No conflict. Thank you. At this time, we'll go to our first thing on our agenda is the proposal of application of funds from the ECU Health Roanoke Chowan Hospital Community Benefit Grant. Come on, Craig, and
Good evening.
lead us through that. Yes.
Glad to see all y'all today and just wanted to come before you and just make you aware that it's the same institution. The name has just changed a little bit. It's called the ECU Health Roanoke Chowan Hospital and it's through the Vita Health Foundation. These are the annual grants that we normally apply for every year. This year, we've got our Family and Consumer Science agent who will be applying for $1,000. And this funding will go toward the family educational programming with nutrition. And then also we're applying for an additional $1,000 and this $1,000 will go to support our adult FNEP expanded food nutrition education program. And I just wanted y'all to be aware that we are applying. And then later on in the year, I'll come before you and ask for permission to sign contracts if we are given funds. And it'll be in the form of a contract. And I'll be asking for permission for y'all to allow the county manager to sign any documents that would involve this letter of intent and any signing it. And I'm not sure if we need one right now, but I'll come to the county manager if we do. And then definitely we'll need a signature if we are awarded these amounts.
Thank you. Board members, you have any questions that you would like to ask? Yes. Any questions? We appreciate you applying for grants. We know that our county needs every dollar it can get without us using taxpayers' money. Thank you for taking the time and your organization taking the time to write these grants. We can benefit the citizens of Northampton County.
As always, we appreciate y'all's support and we appreciate y'all's time and consideration. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much. Thank you. Board members, do you have any questions about that? Kind of. Did you? Yeah, okay. Okay, at this time, we shall continue on our economic development update. We note that Franklin Williams is here. We have given you in your package an update for all the many things that we got going on in the county.
I'd like to say good evening to everyone. Our economic development update, just to bring you up to speed, in the town of Rich Square, we were looking at our property at Priest Elementary School. We've had an architectural and an engineering analysis that was completed. Then a feasibility study was done that shows the present condition of the school will take an unreasonable amount of money to rehabilitate that building. The property would be better served if we would consider somewhere down the road a new building that would be energy efficient, that would basically, it would cost more to rehab the old one than to build something brand new. The building longevity would be there for us. Just something for the commissioners to consider. Gym is in reasonable shape. We do have some HVAC problems that might need to be addressed. Our recreational director has been notified. He has a plan to enhance the gym and address those problems. Gym is open during the week, during certain hours. And also there's a new organization called Concerned Citizens of Rich Square, which will be hosting a celebration in December in that gym. The downtown drainage area in Rich Square, we received a grant for that, and it's being addressed by Stocks Engineering. We brought in DOT, North Carolina DOT, as well as engineering contractors, town commissioners, and as well as other commissioners from the county. And we felt like the best way to attack the problem, because in Rich Square, if it rains real hard, that downtown area floods, the water goes back into the storefronts, and we're trying to address that. And North Carolina DOT is really in charge of Highway 258, which runs right through downtown Rich Square. So they have made recommendations that we get an engineering report, and that calls for a survey. The survey is being taken care of. Once the survey is completed, the engineer will make his report, and that report will go to North Carolina DOT. Will then give us an idea of what permits need to be pulled in order to tear into that road. And that's when the contractor can go and pull the proper permits. I figure if we're going to do it, we're going to do it right.
Could I inject here to the new board members? The North Carolina General Assembly gave monies for this project, but they gave it through the county. The county is responsible for it. So that's why it's coming to you. It didn't go directly to the town. So Mr. Williams is working with the town, correcting the problems they have. And we received, I think, about $300,000 for this project, but it's coming through the county funds. Do you understand? Okay. Okay. Thank you. I appreciate you letting me say that and have new board members. I want to make sure they're up to date. Okay.
Yes, sir.
Continue.
That engineering plan, if it's worked correctly, there's a ditch. If that ditch is cleaned out properly and maintained, I think that a lot of that drainage will be taken care of. At least that's what the engineers saying, and I tend to agree with them. Town of Jackson, Oldham Prison, our report is complete for review. I know the commissioners will probably review that as soon as possible. There is a written report. We can find it, we can pull it up online and give it to you. We want you to know exactly the property that we have. We were given that property for $1, I believe, and it came with a lot of acreage. So we own a lot of land out there. I think it's 78 acres that we have out there, and currently we have to come up with a plan of what we're going to do with that. Also in Jackson, Northampton County Courthouse is under construction. Currently, the project manager is negotiating with MediaCom. According to specs that we have and our architect has given us, we'll have state-of-the-art equipment from all the internet bells and whistles. It'll be comfortable, and our employees as well as our citizens will have a very enjoyable experience when they go to the courthouse, or as enjoyable as it can be, depending on what you're going for. And also, we were approved for that. I think that grant was $14 million, so that's not going to cost our taxpayers any money. And we were approved for an additional $5 million so that we can take other services in the county. That way you don't have to go to the courthouse to handle one piece of business and drive all the way into Jackson. Everything will be right there together, annex building. That's an additional $5 million building. And I believe the architect is working on that. We're getting ready for RFQs and things of that nature. I think workforce development housing, that grant has been approved once again. The land beside Central Elementary School, 10 acres over there, we've been approved for a grant for $3 million to build houses for people who want to come into the county, work in the county, and stay in the county. This will give our department heads the opportunity to pursue the brightest and the best from all over the country. Because one of the first things people consider if they come to work for you, if they come to teach for you, if they come to earn a living here, is where am I going to stay? There is quite a housing shortage here. We've been told time and time again, build more rooftops. Our architect is handling the requirements of the project narrative and the budget, and we already have the environmental study done. We're just waiting on the architect to complete that, and USDA has the money that has been earmarked for Northampton County. Once again, taxpayers didn't have to pay a thing. That was just a grant. Seaboard Coats in Seaboard, North Carolina is up for bid. I think they're bidding back and forward. And I don't know which entity is going to get that, but as soon as there is a winning bid, we will contact the owner and see what their business aspirations are in the town of Seaboard. Town of Garysburg, Sand Ridge Gravel and Sand currently applying for state contracts. They are, I didn't know, and I don't know how many people did know, that some of the best gravel on the Eastern Seaboard is in Garysburg, North Carolina. That's the grade that they received from the federal government. When they applied, they had to have federal inspectors to come down and inspect the gravel and make sure it met a certain standard. They said that's some of the best gravel that they've ever seen right there in the town of Garysburg in Northampton County. So we should be proud that we got something else that everybody doesn't have. I think that is very important when you look at the amount of gravel and sand that we use to build highways and roads and parking lots. So we're looking for that business to really explode and do well. The town has also received a grant to work on and rehabilitate their community center, which was the old Garysburg Elementary School. Mayor Bell and his staff, they have applied for extra funding. They're also looking at doing some workforce housing and housing developments and rehabbing their center for after-school programming and also for senior fitness. And we also had a brand new restaurant and butcher shop and grocery store. That is V's, who catered the food tonight, by the way. So if you like the taste of that food, you ought to stop by and see the full menu. But they are doing, they're doing an outstanding job. They have good customer service. And it is just wonderful to have a vibrant business that is needed in that community, giving our citizens access to healthy food and to groceries and things of that nature. Also, Severin Peanut Company has purchased San Filipino Peanut Company in Garysburg, and they have set up a peanut museum. They're selling their products out of there. I think it's a good win for everybody because now they're closer to 95. If you did not know it, Severin Peanuts, they have a contract with Major League Baseball. So no matter what ball stadium you go to in the United States or Canada, you're eating a peanut from Northampton County. And if you've ever seen their operation, it is just outstanding. It's automated. You see the different labels of the Yankees and the Red Sox. So it's a wonderful operation, and it helps them and it helps us. So we should be very proud of that. Their ongoing plans at Interstate 176, exit 176 and Interstate 95. That area is very, very hot right now. It's turned into a bidding war. There are plans for a hotel, convenience stores, gas stations, shopping malls. It's a the traffic, the amount of traffic that goes through there will definitely serve our community well. It'll serve in helping to build and acquire sales tax. I believe, I can't remember the actual traffic study, but there are so many trucks that go through there every hour, going to Lowe's distribution, going to the lumber yard, going everywhere, dropping off trailers. So there's an immense amount of traffic that's going through there constantly. They've done the plan. They've got all of the specs. And new opportunities are developing in Commerce Park. I just got off the phone with the gentleman, and I'm hoping we can acquire this business. But what they're looking at, just like we have gas stations, companies are now going to EV stations. Same thing, same concept, except for pumping gas, you'll be charging up your electrical car. And so they're coming out of Durham. I'm supposed to meet with them Thursday. They're going to look at our Commerce Park as well as some other land that is near 95, so that if you have an electrical car, we can get on Tesla as well as Chevy. When you have an electrical car, you plot out your trip, and they allow you to know where your electrical charging stations are all along your trip, and we will be identified on that chart. And that's a big one. Moving up the town of Gaston, they are pursuing grant opportunities, and we are pursuing a grant opportunities for a wastewater line, which will run from Gaston Elementary School all the way up 46. It will make a left and go up towards, well, it'll go all the way up to Warren County line. It is looking very good because it's going to be, instead of us alone, it'll be regional, which means Warren County and Northampton County will have an active participation there. It's a need that both counties have, and our county, Northampton County, we were already getting ready to do this, and they said our grant application would be stronger if it served other counties. Halifax County, they're iffy about it, but I think that's going to be the major game changer for the county. All of the land. Yes, sir.
Let me just stop and make sure, let me inform the board members that I had a conversation with the chairman of Warren County Board of Commissioners. They are very much interested in talking to us about connecting to our line. And again, he said to you, USDA said, yes, we're willing to do it, but we'd like to see Warren County be a part of it. And just today, the county chairman called me and asked, let's have a meet about that line. Just need to throw that in there for the board members. Continue, I'm sorry.
Yes, sir. That changes a lot. Your land that faces Roanoke Rapids Lake that runs adjacent to 46 will now become waterfront property, viable property, because there'd be no need for the land to perk or try to get a septic system. You can just run pumps and water and sewer lines all up and down there. So that land becomes valuable land, and the taxation of the land will help the county to grow. There are already developers who have bought the land. They've already got plans to cut in developments. The only thing that's needed up there is a sewer line. And I think that that's a small price to pay for our county growing, gaining more visibility, and receiving more tax dollars so that we can provide more services for our citizens. However, I like to say it like this. I'm just going out shopping. I'm buying the groceries. The county commissioners, you decide what the meal is or what it's not going to be. But it's my job to just bring you all the information and let you sort through it and see how you want to pursue it. Nonprofit grants, hopefully by December the 20th, we'll have in everything we need. Ms. Atia Robinson has been great with that. How she does it, I don't know. She's one of those people, she can be working and talking at the same time, multitasking, and I can't do one thing at a time, but she got cellular service for Northampton County citizens. The marketing campaign that US Cellular is going to market concerning these services will begin somewhere mid-January to mid-February. However, you can sign up for the services now. You'll have to go into the US Cellular office and tell them you're signing up and that you live in Northampton County. Some areas are outlier areas and will not qualify because the signal won't get there as of yet, but they're getting more bandwidth in 2023. The first 6 months, the FCC has opened up a little more bandwidth space, and so the speeds are going to get better and the coverage is going to get better. I say this is a short-term thing. I am really interested in broadband. If we're going to grow electrical cars and internet, businesses need infrastructure. They don't have time to wait for us to build infrastructure. We need to have the infrastructure here. I think one of our counties, one of our neighboring counties, they are growing by leaps and bounds because they had the infrastructure. Microsoft came and put a pod there. What a pod is, I don't know, but that pod makes some money and there's some taxes on it. So it has almost doubled their rate of income. And so in order to be competitive and viable, we've got to look at a stronger infrastructure when it comes to water, sewer, power, and internet. Those are the 4 utilities. I don't care where you go. The first 4 questions are, do you have water? Do you have sewer? Do you have power? And do you have internet? And that's going to be the thing that separates us, that causes us to thrive and move forward, or we get into an industrial standstill. US Cellular has made donations to us. They are donating to at least 2 nonprofits, maybe 3. They're going to give internet service to the Taking Time to Care in Gaston, that LLC, that nonprofit, which has after-school programs. They were looking for somewhere to donate and give back to the community, and they thought that after-school programs would benefit from internet services. And they're also considering the Garrisburg Community Center with the Garrisburg Library. They're going to give them internet services free of charge. And they're looking for other recommendations. If the county commissioners have any, we'll be glad to entertain them and move forward with them. Are there any questions?
Could I just stop you and tell the board members that US Cellular is working in the county? And we have some residents who were already hooked up. They say it is working fine. Just want you to know how many, what is it, 40?
Right now.
Yes.
Oh, you talking about the waiting, the list is 60 plus. And that have already signed up at the US Cellular store is 60 plus. And right now, the install dates, that's when the installer will come to the house. They're running from December the 7th to December the 16th, somewhere around there. So if you would go there, that's the kind of date they would give you. I went myself. And so I went through the whole process just to see how it was and how it would be for our citizens. Great customer service, and they're very knowledgeable. They're just getting started with it, but I think it's going to ramp up as soon as that marketing campaign hits, because they're going television, radio, newspaper. They're really going to blow it up real big. But I still think, well, my opinion is that we need to consider a stronger source of internet services, hardwiring, or especially for municipalities, police department, fire rescue. We need that. Also, I bring to your attention that the way we communicate right now with our first responders, that system is on its last leg. It has been evaluated by analysts. There is no more upgrade. They don't even make the equipment anymore to upgrade. It's archaic. It's gone. If something major happens, we're gonna have to really be able to spend a whole lot of money. So that's just a consideration to put in your ear, things for the county commissioners to think about. Do you have any questions for me?
Board members, I know this is coming on to your new board members. There will be a workshop that we will have, and he'll come back to us. We can ask him all the questions about all the projects that we got going on. So I just want you to know this is just advertising tonight, getting your appetite. All that you got to go through, because we planning to have him with us, and we're planning to do a session. You can understand all the kinds of things that we got going on in the county. Okay. Thank you.
Yes, sir.
Unless there's a dying question, you can ask them now, but if not, we'll just wait till later in this month when we have you in a work session with us.
Yes, sir. Be glad to.
Thank you. Health Department. A lot of things here. I saw this, I said, oh.
I'm gonna try to be quick, thorough.
Okay.
Good evening, everyone.
Good evening.
The first thing that I have tonight is the proposed provider contract approval for Dr. Francis Taylor. He is currently our medical director, but we have coming on board and providing some in-house services for us. And he has agreed, so we will actually have a doctor on staff, we'll contract with him, and he's agreed to come 2 afternoons a week beginning in January, should the board approve that. So this, the packet that you have for his contract is that for this, to help increase our services. It will also help us with our moving towards accepting Blue Cross Blue Shield. That'll be a big factor into that as well, because he'll be able to do things like primary care and things like that.
Is this money in your budget now? Do you want to take one of these at a time, board members? If we need to, okay. First one is a contract for Dr. Taylor. What is your pleasure, board members?
Seeing that the contract has been reviewed by our attorney and it does not have the finance statement there, but you said that the funds are.
Yes, they are already in our.
I make a motion that we approve the contract between the Northampton County Health Department and Dr. Francis Taylor. That's presented.
Okay,
I second the motion.
thank you. Moving proper second that we approve this contract. Are you ready for your question? All in favor, let it known by you sign aye.
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 Ayes have it, motion is carried. Continue on.
Next matter we have is for a proposed contract with a registered nurse, Angela Futrell. We are, I think we are still 4 nurses positions vacant, and this is the contract to help increase some of our services, especially on the days that Dr. Taylor will be coming. This will be another nurse that can come and help us during those times. This is just for her help us increase our services, especially while we are lacking in recruitment.
Money's in your budget.
Money's already in my budget. Yes, sir.
What is your pleasure, board members? I hate to put this on the new board members tonight. This is your first night, our class, but we gotta take care of business. And for the registered nurse,
Make a motion that we approve the contract with Nurse Futrell, Nurse Angela Futrell, and the Northampton County Health Department as presented.
okay, could I have a second?
I second that motion.
Thank you. Been moving proper second that we would approve the nurse agreement. Ready for your question. All in favor, the known by you sign aye.
Aye.
Aye, Faulkner.
Ayes have it. Motion is carried. Continue on.
The next matter I have is the proposed approval of our care management for at-risk children contract through Albemarle Regional Health Services. This is one of the vacant positions that we have right now, is our CMARC, is the acronym for coordinator, and CMARC is an at-risk population management program that serves children from birth to 5 years of age who meet certain risk criteria, and is provided by local health departments through the state. And so this contract that you see in front of you, we've had the vacant position since September, and Albemarle has agreed to take on our patient caseload until we can hire someone. And this is just for that, and the reimbursement rate would be that $4.56 per eligible member per month. So we would initially, what we get in from Medicaid, then we would pass on to ARHS until we can hire somebody for this position. But it is ensuring that these children still get the service.
Thank you. Members, what's your pleasure?
I have one question.
Yes.
Approximately how many children are served or have been served in the past?
There's a difference because the rate that people are eligible is different than the rate that we service. So each month could change, and that rate that will be reimbursed depends on how many, are eligible. But I think in the past, since we're only prioritized at-risk, our patient load can be as few as 3, or it can go up to be as many as 30. It just depends on the status of their diagnosis at the time.
I have a question for you. Can you tell me, have any idea of how many referrals that have come across your desk since you all have had to refer out to another agency about it?
We have, right now, we have about probably 40 open referrals. And so what this would do would, as soon as we get approval, we would get ARHS is what we call Albemarle. They will be able to have access through the system, and they can go in and contact all those people and get their charts and their cases up to date. And they will follow new ongoing until we can hire.
How are those families transported there?
It's a phone system right now, so they don't have, since COVID began, we used to do in-home visits, but since COVID is still an ongoing problem, they have not done any in-home visits since then. So right now, all of the services and referrals and things like that are occurring over the telephone.
All right. Could I get approval?
Make a motion that we approve the contract between Albemarle Regional Health Services and the Northampton County Health Department to serve at-risk children. Lost my page, that front page.
Okay, could I get a second?
I second.
Okay, been moved proper second. We will approve this care management for at-risk children. Ready for your question. All in favor, the number by you sign aye.
Aye.
I Faulkner.
I, Broadnax Taylor.
Ayes have it, motion is carried. Could we continue on?
Our next item is the proposal to approve the purchase of a vehicle. I know it's listed in your agenda as a 2022 Corolla Cross van. And in your decision paper, though, when it talks about the actual vehicle, it's a RAV4, so it should be listed as that, and that's my fault. I'm sorry. I apologize for that. The funds that will be paying for this vehicle is through our agreement agenda for communicable disease and COVID money. It will be no local dollars spent on it, and this is will be used for our environmental health, food and lodging program. And this is one of the approved purchases by this agreement addenda. And we did get the 3 quotes, and our Board of Health approved that we go with the one out of Running Rapids first, if it's still available. If it's not, then continue to the next.
What's your pleasure, board members? The purchase of van.
Make a motion to approve the purchase of the RAV4 for the food and lodging program.
Have a second.
I second the motion that we approve for the van.
Are you ready for the question? All in favor, the number by you just sign aye. Oh, I'm sorry. Yes.
She said the van, the first part of it said it was a van.
Yeah,
but the
it's a-
next part is actually a RAV4.
It's a RAV4.
Okay,
Okay.
Yes, ma'am.
all right. All in favor, that number by you just sign aye.
Aye.
I Faulkner.
Aye.
I, Broadnax Taylor.
Ayes have it, motion is carried. Continue on.
Our next item is the proposal to approve our contract addendum for WellSky. WellSky is our electronic health record that our home health agency uses, and the 21st Century Cures Act mandates that by January 1st, 2023, states implement electronic visit verification for all home health agencies serving Medicaid patients that require an in-home visit by a provider. The WellSky, which is the program that we use, has this onboarded documentation that has new EVV compliant components that integrate with this system that we need to continue to see Medicaid patients going forward. So what you see in front of you is the decision paper that talks about the cost per month that it will be, and it will be $250 total per month with a $500 setup fee.
In your budget? Thank you. What is your pleasure, board member? I'll say more about this after we do all of this. I'll tell you that. Just say more about what we're doing with the health. What is your pleasure?
I make a motion that we approve the WellSky contract addendum for home health, offline services, and electronic visit verification bundle.
Have a second.
I second.
Thank you. Move the proper second that we would approve contract addendum given for our home health services. Ready for your question? All in favor, let know about you just sign aye.
Aye.
I Faulkner.
I, Broadnax Taylor.
Ayes have it. Motion is carried. Continue on.
Our next item is the proposal to approve the Board of Health reappointment. The terms of Scott Emery, our professional engineer, Wanda Fly, Dr. William Hughes Jr., Paul Howell, Mary Mazzell, Ruth Moody, and Ben Moses will expire on December the 31st, 2022. The Board of Health members may serve 3 consecutive 3-year terms. And the Board of Health voted in regular session on November the 15th to recommend Wanda Fly, Dr. William Hughes Jr., Paul Howell, Mary Mazzell, Ruth Moody, and Ben Moses for reappointment to become effective January the 1st of 2023. Board member Scott Emery, who is our professional engineer, has served 7 consecutive 3-year terms as the only available professional engineer representative in the county. The Board of Health voted in regular session on November the 15th to recommend new applicant Chris D. Berry as his replacement effective January the 1st, 2023. And I believe you have a copy of Mr. D. Berry's application.
I'd like to clerk to the board to answer this question. Did we have any other persons citizens who signed up to be on the, like to be on the health board?
Yeah.
You had no other to the new board members, we do have an application. You have it in your package, but I want you to know if any citizens desiring to serve on any board, all they got to do is fill out that application, give it to the clerk, to the board, and then we'll have names of people who did, other names, people who would like to serve in Northampton County. Okay, so I just want y'all to know it's an open process. All people got to do is just sign up. They decide to serve on that board. And for some of our boards, it's just hard to get anybody to serve. But we've heard from our clerk to the board saying there's no other applicant. They've gone out and recruited and they have some applicants. Now, could I have, are there any questions you all like to ask? Any questions?
I just thank you for providing the application in the packet.
Okay, what is your pleasure, board?
Make a motion, we approve the appointments as listed.
Second,
We've been moving proper second that we approve the appointments as listed. Ready for your question? All in favor, let know by you sign aye.
Aye.
Faulkner,
I, Broadnax Taylor.
Aye. Ayes have it. Motion is carried. Thank you so much.
One more.
Yes.
So with that said, with the Board of Health, we do have certain disciplines that have to be represented. And for years and years and years, we've only had one dentist who has agreed, I guess, to serve. And he has let us know on our September the 13th, 2022, that he will be resigning his seat as of December 31st. There is now another dentist residing in the county who is willing to serve. I believe you have his application as well, Dr. Jordan White, and he has applied to serve on the board for the dentist discipline. And the Board of Health voted in regular session on November the 15th to recommend Dr. Jordan White for appointment to become effective January the 1st.
Great. Y'all done your homework. Your board specified that certain people must be on your board. You really have. Thank you. That make our job a lot easier. Board members, what is your pleasure?
make a motion that we approve dentist Dr. Jordan White's appointment that was presented by the Northampton County Health Department.
Second,
Second it.
moving proper second. We would approve Dr. White as dentist on our health board. Any question? All in favor, let know by usual sign aye.
Aye.
Faulkner.
I, Broadnax
Ayes
Taylor.
ayes have it. Motion is carried. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you. Woo.
And a Merry Christmas.
Yeah, I know. Board members, I want you to know that we will be assigning one of you all to the health board to represent the county commissioner. So that when they come before us, you will already have the information. You will vouch for the information because you own that board. We will have an appointment and we'll do those appointments in December for our next board meeting, so everybody know what board you will be on. Okay, just want you to know so that when we come with all this kind of information, some of us don't want to know all of this detail, and you all who serve on that board will have an opportunity to go through all the detail and make sure that we're doing what is right. So I just wanted the board members to know that, and I had to let you know that the work's coming for you too. Because when it comes to the health board and other boards, we'll be depending on you to making sure that they serve the interests of the county commissions. I just wanted you to note that. At this time, okay,
Yeah.
Daniela, tax. Well, no, I really didn't mean for this meeting to be this long, but at any rate, it is. Go on, Tanya. Good evening.
Yesterday, to obtain the board's approval to release or refund ad valorem taxes assessed to the amount of $7,500.94, 17 appeals. The Board of Commissioners may, upon receiving the taxpayer's written statement of a valid defense, release or refund such tax if the valid defense is one of the following: tax imposed from clerical error, and illegal tax, a tax levy for an incurred. The Board of Commissioners has the authority to grant relief or refund to any of the above three.
Board members, you have it for you in your package. Even the person's name and the reason for release of these funds. Have any questions you might ask, but if not, I will entertain a motion that we refund these persons as listed and the reasons for as listed. Could I have a motion?
Make a motion that we approve the 17 appeals presented by our tax office totaling $7,500.94 for the valid reasons stated previously.
Okay. Have a second.
Second.
Proper second that we will refund these persons listed, the amount shown in the question, in the discussion. If not, all in favor, known by you, you sign aye.
Aye.
Faulkner.
I, Broadnax Taylor.
Ayes have it, motion is carried. Board members, I also want you to know that's reading one of the reasons we had 2 meetings a month because of the fact some people needed their refunds back. Really, we got caught up in that because they had to wait another 30 days to get that refund if we didn't do it during our regular meeting. That was one of the reasons why the second meeting got caught up with us doing more than just discussing information. Continue.
Also come before you tonight with 5 resolutions authorizing a set bid procedure for sale of property owned by local. University.
So for the board's background, these are properties that have been gone through our tax foreclosure process where the county has taken the property back in. And this is the procedure under North Carolina law to resell these properties. We have received offers on these 5 parcels. And what you have is the standard resolution that this board needs to approve to get the resale process initiated. Also attached, you will have a copy of the tax bill showing what was owed on each of these respective parcels. You will also see what the stated tax value of these parcels are. So the way the process works, there's nothing requiring this board to approve these resolutions. However, if the board should approve them, then at that point, a notice will be published in the local newspapers. And that will start an upset bid period where other prospective purchasers can come in and make higher bids. And once the 10-day upset bid period passes without an upset bid, the sale becomes closed. The county will collect the funds, the sale funds, and then the purchaser will be issued a deed to the property. And then the property will go back on the tax scrolls and the county will begin collecting taxes on the property again. I'm happy to answer any questions.
Board members, you have any questions for me to ask our attorney? Any questions?
Yes, how did the individuals in the upset bid procedure listed as submitting, how did they know that those properties were available?
Well, the upset bid process hasn't started yet.
Okay, so, okay, so I see there was a.
These are initial offers that were submitted, I believe, to the tax
That's what I'm
department.
referring to. How did they know to submit the offer on these parcels
Parcels are listed for sale.
on the website? So it's not just for me, I know, but we got
I'm
new,
sorry,
two
Tim.
new people. And I want to make sure they're as aware of how these parcels came to be in our possession.
Initial sale was in the paper at the courthouse. County became the highest bidder at the courthouse. Then posted it on our county website. That's how it was sold.
Thank you.
Thank you. Question? Board members? Any question? Something we don't like to do, but it is, no one has come up with a plan to keep these properties, so we have no other choice. People have an opportunity. Let no one leave thinking that we don't give people the opportunity. Property have not, tax have not been paid, you go see the tax department, they'll set up a plan for you, to pay your tax.
So if I'm understanding, these are foreclosed properties.
Yes, ma'am. And I will just add, these are the highest initial offers we've received. On some of these parcels, the county has received initial lower offers. So these are the highest initial offers the county has received.
So to stay out there for 10 days, then upset a bid, go another 10 days and continue. Just that way.
Yes, sir.
You have those before you. New board members in particular have any question? Any question? Any question? Vice Chairman has got them all right there together. I'm gonna ask her to make one motion, if you would, that we can consummate this.
Make a motion that we approve the resolutions for bids for county-owned property. I believe I have 1, 2, 3, 4. Is that correct? 5. Okay, let me make sure. I have property located in Seaboard Township, parcel 0802551. Have parcel located in Roanoke Township, number 0700216. I had those two together. Parcel located in Gaston Township, 0100311. Parcel located in Gaston Township, number 0101295. Gaston Township, parcel 0100387.
Okay. 5.
Yep.
It's 5. Are you making that a motion?
Yes, sir.
Thank you. Could I have a second?
A second.
Move the proper second, approve the resolution by parcels of land. Are you ready for your question? So all in favor, let nobody use your sign. Aye.
Aye.
Faulkner.
I, Broadnax Taylor.
Ayes have it, motion is carried. Thank you so much, board members. Financial matters, oh,
Tax appraisal.
tax appraisal, I'm sorry. Trying to do it too fast. Okay,
Good evening, everyone.
Good evening.
I am here on behalf of ERI Development
Mhm.
to obtain the board's action concerning the appeal of their $1,085,548 value assessed to parcel 05025550 located at 704 Forest Road. Mr. Avi Harford submitted a written request to appeal the value and improvement assessed to his parcel within 30 days of receiving his tax bill, and that was his initial notification of his tax value. Mr. Hopper indicated that he has only one building on his property. And he also, as he did not get prior notification of his tax value, he assumed his tax value would be reflective of his $450,000 purchase price. On November 23rd, the appraiser reviewed the property data characteristics and noted the following. An outbuilding improvements fencing had been removed prior to January 1st, 2022. Also noted the quality grade of the office building was more consistent with the B+10 grade rather than an A+40 grade. The correction of the improvements to the property and the correction to the quality grade due to an appraisal error is authorized as noted in North Carolina General Statute 105-287A2, which states which states pursuant to North Carolina General Statute 105-287, in a year which a general reappraisal of real property in the county is not made, the tax assessor cannot decrease or increase the appraised value of real property except to correct an appraisal resulting from a misapplication of the schedules and rules used in the last appraisal, recognize an increase or decrease resulting from a physical change to land or improvements to the land, which there was a physical change, and we have corrected our grade. Therefore, it is the tax department's recommendation that the Board of Commissioners approve this appeal of value. And the assessed value recommended for the board's consideration is $749,630.
At this time, attorney, you need to help me with this.
I'm not sure I'm the expert on this. Is there a representative from Pearson's? I recognize you. I'm assuming you reappraised property or looked at it. If you could please report to the board, I think you can explain
Thank you.
what,
Okay, somebody needs to say something to me.
I mean, I think we're relying on Pearson's investigation into the matter. So I think it'd be important.
Right. Good evening, Mr. Chairman,
Yes.
Vice Chairman. In speaking with Ms. Rhonda Gardner, Ms. Jamie Mason, I do want to note this building was constructed in 2018, just following the 2015 reappraisal. The primary ingredient that we have is, of course, correcting all the improvements. I think Mr. Hoffer made a mention he only had one building. That's true. There's one sketch building. However, there are some additional improvements, concrete paving, the fencing. Well, we corrected the fencing. And while Ms. Gardner was out there and after I reviewed the property, we also considered the grade, which is part of the assessment grading. A+40, and applying the 2015 schedule of values we felt was inappropriate and inconsistent with that structure of that building. So therefore, when we made the accommodation to the new grade, as Ms. Garner has presented in her report, we find that the B+10 is more consistent with that. So therefore, the adjustment in value with the assessment is noted.
Well, most you got any questions you need to ask?
So it was an adjustment of a lower value of $335,918, which equates to a tax levy deduction of $3,023.26.
That's correct with that new application of that new grade. That's correct. And the correction of the fencing that was not there. our snapshot in time is January 1 of any given year. So that was the initial correction. And then when we had the opportunity to review the grade, we found that A+40 was inconsistent with that particular quality construction. We get grades much like we did in school. A+40 was on the extreme level of that grading, if that helps the board with any decision.
Board members, what is your recommendations? You have the information. These are the experts in it. Do you have any other questions you can ask them? That's their job. That's what they do. They're giving us a recommendation. What is your pleasure?
I have a question.
Yes.
On the conclusion, it's actually in our packet. I want to make sure that this is corrected before it's posted. It has the Board of Equalization and Review, and we're not in the Board of Equalization and Review from Board of Commissioners. So I would like for that to be adjusted in our official minutes, that correction, so that's not posted incorrectly to cause any errors down the road. Okay. Other than that, that was my only.
That's it. I caught that too, but forgot it.
That's why I had to write a note.
Yeah.
I remember.
What is your pleasure, board member?
I make a motion that we approve the release. $3,023.26 because of an outbuilding that been removed and the correction of the grade that was applied to the building as a tax department error in assessing, which is an allowable reason.
I have a second.
Second.
We move proper second. We approve the $3,023.26 as error on health department. We will when tax department, I'm sorry, tax department. Are there any questions or any other discussion? Not all in favor, let know by you sign aye.
Aye.
Faulkner.
I, Brian X. Taylor.
Ayes have it, motion is carried. Thank you so much. At this time, as we move forward, we're gonna ask our finance officer, county manager at this time for budget amendments.
Good evening again, everyone. I have two budget amendments that I would like to present for approval tonight. The first one is budget amendment number 20. And it's for new funding received from the state for COVID cares in the amount of $20,596. That again is new funding. The second budget amendment is budget amendment number 21, which is a reprogramming of sheriff's jail funds. He's moving money from debt service that he has budgeted for the transport van to medical professional services for medical expenses to cover invoices that he's received in the amount of $10,000. So that, again, that BA 21 is reprogramming, and BA 20 is actual new funding that we're receiving from the state. All I have for the budget amendments tonight.
Okay, this time, see the budget amendments that we have. They are not new monies, the monies we already have, and it's changing one place to another. Are there any questions? If not, I'd ask for a motion at this time.
Make a motion that we approve budget amendment 20, which is the allocation of the receipt of the new $20,596 worth of COVID cares funds. And budget amendment 21, which is the reprogramming of $10,000 based upon the sheriff's recommendation.
Second.
We thought a second that we would approve these two amendments. Ready for any question? So all in favor, known by you, your sign aye.
Partner.
Hi, Broadnax Taylor.
Aye. Let's have it. Motion is carried. Thank you so much. This time, I want to ask our county manager, are there any comments at this time?
Just a few couple of reminders that we approved this was in the last session. It wasn't a budget for the $200 Christmas bonus. I just want to remind everyone, we're gonna pay that out on December 16th. It's grossed up. Every full-time employee and permanent part-time employee will receive a grossed up $200 for the Christmas bonus on December 16th. And that'll be in a separate check, separate from their payroll. We will be observing the Christmas holiday. That'll be Thursday and Friday, the 22nd and the 23rd. And keeping consistent with previous years, we will close the county for a half a day on December 21st. So we shut down at noon on the 21st. That's all I have. Thank you. Thanks everyone for coming out. Appreciate your support and your interest and your general love for the county. That's why you're here. Thank you.
Tonight, we do recognize, are there any public comments?
No.
No public comments. Tonight is a great night for Northampton County. Because tonight is a night when we have two people on our ranks who said they want to make Northampton County a better place. That's why they're here. They're here because they want to do all they can to make Northampton County better. I want to take this opportunity. Welcome both of you all here this evening. To say to you, you're welcome. This is your county board of commissioners. You will have as much information about this county as anybody else. You serve citizens of this county. And we will do all we can to work together to make sure that we serve the citizens of our county. Placed in a position, you got to serve all the citizens. Those who voted for you, those who didn't vote for you. Just got to do within your heart what you believe that is right. And I do want to take this opportunity. Mr. Edwards is not with us tonight. There is a reason. He had an emergency. He could not come tonight. One made the emergency on his job. He just could not come. So I just wanted you all to know he wasn't not coming because he didn't want to be here. He's coming because he got a job. That's how he feed his family. He wanted to make sure that he kept his job. Because this job does not feed your family. Okay? You just take them out every now and then. That's all. I just wanted you all to know that, and we welcome you here. And this time, I'm going to ask my vice chair likewise to welcome you here, and then we're going to hear from you all as the last of this meeting. We want to hear from you all and let you all tell us anything that we need to know.
I just want to echo Chairman Tyner's sentiments that we are excited to have new people joining our Board of Commissioners. New people bring new ideas, and with those new ideas can come growth. So I extend my opportunity to help you in any way that I can, because I was once in your seat. 2 new members with 3 seasoned ones. And those offered the opportunity to provide insight. Take advantage of any opportunity to go to the UNC School of Government, the sessions that they offer. They are amazing. And networking with your commissioners that are in like position districts and those who are not, because all of them can bring something to help our county improve. Our mission is to make, my mission and vision is for Northampton to be better than it was when I came here. And my mission is to do whatever I can to make that happen. And that includes helping my fellow board members the best that I can. So anything that I know, I'm an open book. I'm a teacher by nature. So, and I've enjoyed my time here, and I'm sure you will as well. So thank you for stepping up and answering the call to serve your citizens in your specific geographic parts of Northampton. But as Mr. Tyner said, your decisions are based on helping all citizens. But I know those will be the ones who call you the most, because those are the ones you see in church and the grocery store a little more frequently. Again, thank you, and excited.
Got it. I'm gonna ask you, Stella, if you give us any information, statements you'd like to make.
Chairman Tyner, Ms. Faulkner, Commissioner Faulkner, Commissioner Martin, Attorney Michaela, this is very exciting to me. This is very exciting to me. I look forward to working collaboratively with the board. I believe that man was born to serve, not to be served. And I am interested in pushing Northampton County forward. And I feel like together we can do that. Not one, not some, but all of us together. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
I'd like to just say I'm looking forward to serving the county. I'd like to thank all the people that supported me in my election. Those that didn't, I hope that I'll earn your trust and you would vote for me the next time, because I do plan to serve this county and serve all the citizens. I was born and raised here. I love this county and I want to see it grow and improve. Thank you.
Thank you. Let me say to you, closing, that thank you for your vote of having me to be your chairman. Chairman for me means that I gotta do a whole lot of work while you at work. I gotta be working. It means that I gotta represent this county, and I've got to carry out those things that you tell me you desire for this county to be. And I plan to be just that kind of a chairman. That I can say to you that these are the kinds of things that come to our attention, that you will certainly take it all in and give me direction for this county. My direction will come from you all. And I want you to understand that it's not my direction, it'll come from you all. I thank you for your vote of confidence. Ella, thank you so much. I just will be here a few days, but we do know that we got a lot of things we want to do in this county. The housing program not even started. We're going to carry that forth. We also know that we've been promised some big bucks for Northampton County. I said big bucks, just like we were promised the courthouse and it came through. We've been promised some big bucks for Northampton County. I've been to Washington at least 4 times, and I've met with those representing us. And they have promised us in this budget that Northampton County will not be forgotten. And I want you to know that I'm looking forward to working with you in the next 12 months to make sure that we carry out some things and bring some things to Northampton County that folks don't would ever believe it's gonna come to our county. This is our county. We love our county. We're gonna do everything within our power to bring the bus to our county. We're in a time, unlike in the past, the former commissioners, the former administration did all they could with what they had, but they didn't have it to work with. For some reason, the good Lord has blessed us through COVID to have some funding, to receive some funding that we have never received before. The state of North Carolina right now has $30 million in his chest. Northampton County gonna get some of that billion dollars, not million, billion. Northampton County's gonna get some of that. If I'm living, it's gonna get it. I promise you, we're gonna get it. We're gonna bring it to Northampton County for the citizens of our county. Thank you. Y'all just continue to pray for this chairman that I can go out, represent you, and bring back the dollars to you, to the county of Northampton. We need to, this is just our time, that's all. That's our season. That's all, this is our season, folks. Let's stop kicking it. This is just our season. We've never had it this way in Northampton County before. Board members, you come to the board as a good time. Help us advocate, help us talk about Northampton County, what we can bring to this county. I look forward to working with you. You got the county manager who will be working with you. We'll answer any questions you need to answer. Thank you so much for this evening, and we look forward to working with you. At this time, I will, yes, sir.
Just quickly, I don't want to rob the employees. I missed the 26th. That's an awesome holiday. Want to have that on record.
Okay, guys, I hear you. You want to keep it right with them, don't you?
Yes, sir.
And county manager, let these new board members also know that all employees of the county will get a 2.5%
That's right.
increase come January. Okay, we know that workers are hard to find. Workers are hard to find. We're going to do all we can to keep our workers in the county. Thank you so much. Anything else?
I'm sorry, but thank you all for instilling the trust in me as your vice chair. And I promise to serve, as you stated, as my mission.
Thank you. If nothing else, can I have a motion to adjourn?
So moved.
Second.
The moon proper second. We adjourn. Ready for your question? All in favor? Nobody use sign aye.
Aye.
Our partner.
Hi, Brian.
Aye. That motion is carried. Thank you.